Welcome back. I'm Donna from Lost Closet 12. I have a rather very disappointing flipped Friday. I thought it was going to be a little better, but I was wrong. So it's okay. I have more than 3 sales. So I guess technically is a little better. And I feel like the dollar amounts, I didn't look verbatim. I have 15, 10, 11, 12, 19, 27, and that's wrong. No. I don't know where it's at. No, it's about the same. But it's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up. So we're going to get right into it. I am Donna from Lost Closet 12. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. And I have a handful of sales that sold throughout the week of April 4th through April 10th. That was when I ended. I do Friday. I start on Friday and then I end on Thursday. So yeah, first up is Easy Spirit, size 7 white leather, slip-on mule walking shoes, sneakers, mules, pink accents, $15 on Poshmark. They were a bins pickup. I paid $1.99. They sold $15 and they were written in February of 26. And this next one is back in May of 25. It was one of my first big jewelry bag hauls. I think it was my very first one, if I remember correctly. Dangle earring, peacock, Jamaica. It's not Jamaica. It's not. I'm just going to leave it there on the screen, and that way you can read it. And I'm going to practice saying that because I have a handful of earrings with that word in it, and it means little bells. Ethnic India dance enamel boho. And the reason I used that word is because other resellers were using it, and I felt like it was a good keyword because I saw that keyword that means little bells in more than a handful of solds. I just can't enunciate it. Well, anyway, I was a red, white, and blue pickup. My cost was $1.72. Sold for $10.30. This was an eBay sale. They also paid shipping. I don't ever offer free shipping on nothing. So, where was I? $1.72 is my cost of goods. $10.30 is what I sold for, and I wrote it in May of 25. This guy, I just thought he was cute. Vintage 80s Cloud 9 plush, pink carnival prize toy, Dan Brenchner stuffed animal. He was just too cute. He was stiff. He was like heavily stuffed, and he could stand on his own, and he was super cute. And where am I? It was a bins pickup. $1.56 was my cost of goods. $11.49 is what it sold for, and December of 24 is when I wrote it. And again, that was an eBay sale. This is another eBay sale. RC Cola, Royal Crown, trucker hat cap, navy blue, white mesh snapback, retro, soda pop. I thought it was cool. I liked the logo. I liked that it was mesh back. It was just a cool hat. That was gifted to me. I feel like it came from one of my husband's cleanouts and stuff that he's just going to take and donate. He doesn't normally show me the stuff he deems trash. But the stuff that he would donate if I didn't take, I went through that, and there was, if I remember correctly, there was a handful of hats that I took. So that my cost of goods was nothing. Sold for $10. I wrote it in December of 25. These balls, vintage of lot, pre-owned rubber bouncy balls, various colors and sizes, 22 balls total. I tell you all the time, we go to the bins, here's my arm, and my husband likes to dig to the bottom, and he would just collect these, just grab them, and they just were in the tote that I keep downstairs of stuff that I don't want to write by itself, or I'm not ready for, or just it's just a hodgepodge of toys. So there's just random stuff. And when it gets full, I go through it, and then sometimes I redonate some things. I make little lots. Sometimes I find that I overlooked a good item. And that's happened a couple times. And then I write it. So when we go to the bins, I go through the items, I select what I'm going to write, and then the rest of the toys go in the tote, and then at a later date, I re-go through it, lot it up. There were so many balls, and I just kept throwing them, and I think it was like a small, not Tupperware, like Tupperware Rubbermaid container, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of balls here. And this is over time. Like, probably a year or so of going back and forth to the bins. It's like, I don't know what to do with these. Like, they won't sell on their own, whatever. So I just lotted them up. I didn't even research them. I just lotted them up. I already read that. So the bouncy balls at the bins, my current price per pound is how I gave it its cost of goods. I weighed them and I did that. $2.48. I wrote them in December of 2025, and they sold, oddly enough, for $12.25. That's funny. $12.25, $12.25. I'm just not noticing that. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool when they sold, and I wanted to share that one too. That one is like my most, I want to say, surprising. I thought maybe someone would maybe offer me $7 to $8 or something. I probably could have put teachers' prize or rewards or however they word it. So I did that with TYs. I had a bunch of the really small, tiny TYs, and I just threw them in a lot, and I wrote party favors, teacher prizes. I wrote those type of keywords, and it did sell just for a couple dollars. So, it wasn't a total loss. Up next, this is Poshmark sale, and I almost kept this for myself. This is vintage, mid-century, modern, botanical gems, lucite resin, dried daisy flowers, paperweight. And I'm going to see if I can screenshot another picture for you so you can see why I loved it so much. Let's do that right now. Because if I don't do it now, there you go. Well, anyway, I just screenshotted it, and you won't know that because you're probably looking at the photo right now. Well, anyway, sold for $19 rather quickly on Poshmark. It was a red, white, and blue pickup. I wrote down $4. I don't think I would have spent $4 on this one piece by itself. I think that might be an average cost. Sold for $19, and I wrote it in February of 26. And this is a Poshmark sale. Men's leather sandals, size 7.5, brown, woven, slip-on comfort, square toe, Stacy Adams. I just thought they were really cool, and I thought they would sell a little faster, but they did not. This was a bins pickup. $1.79 was my cost of goods. Sold for $27, and I wrote them in October of 24. And that is it for this week's sales. It's not that great, but for some reason I feel like it was an improvement. Maybe I'm just feeling like I'm getting more stuff done or whatever. I don't know. But that is it for this week's Flip Friday. And let me know what your most interesting sale was and what kind of stuff you like to sell on eBay or Poshmark Mercari. I had no Depop sales, no Mercari sales this week. Maybe next week, maybe not. Who knows? So I'll see you See you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.